All right, we are back. Sorry about that. Didn't restart the
魔
recording.
術師による生存競争運命の車輪は回る
Your feet
最
hurt.
も
What
弱
I'm
き者よ
curious about.
剣を鍛えよ
Hey,
その命が育んだ己
What do you
の
think
価
yours
値を示すため
Hold on. Oh,
first week, first selection.
128.
999.
Oh. All right, looks like Hey, looks like we're back at Fate Zero, boys. Where's Shiro?
You know that's hell you're walking into. Road's coming to an end.
If this the world that was
Let's go.
destroyed, it is here that I
Alone.
resurrect. Right, so where do I get the hired gun saving me from the rat?
Okay, don't remember, never forget. Oblivion is salvation and sin. Never forget. I was born. Okay, I'm curious, because... What is this? Because this can't be a memory from Tamamo, because this is more...
I don't know,
futuristic and
that's-
beautiful.
That's what I'm curious about.
Because it had it been nameless, you would have Steve Beard summoned. Then this could entirely have been a flashback from Nameless. But
It's definitely not. The events that
Yeah.
occurred in the true memories of a childhood. A turn of blood flows, and a voice resonates with bitter resentment can be heard. Lives fade away without a thought. Friends, family, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families trying to hold together.
I mean, see, even from just like bits and pieces that I have picked up for background, like world building for extra, not stuff like directly related to the story, but just like more building up for how the story leads to where it is. There aren't any major wars like that we know of. I don't think.
And your trust
But you know,
struggles
I don't know
last.
much, so
Well, that's why we're going through this together, I guess.
yep.
Until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all that I have seen. The question of why never left me. Even with the divide between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? The priest. Now, I don't know this. I'm strictly going off of the Fate Zero route. I'm blaming this all on the priest.
Yeah, it's this extra is different compared to the others because a lot of the stuff that we know from Zero or Stay Night and stuff doesn't actually happen.
Ah, fuck. Well, can I still blame the priest?
I have no idea because like the main difference I can immediately think of the top of my head right now is magic is dying.
Oh, is that... Okay. Is that why they created the moon cancer?
Well, they didn't create the moon cell. The moon cell's been around since like the dawn of time.
Oh, alright.
It's
Wha-
been cause it's
Why do I feel
the-
like this game is going to explain all of that?
probably.
Again, because of my knowledge of playing Fate Grand Order. I only know certain things. Oh. Well, if Magi... Well, again, this will probably be answered as all things with Fate get answered. If Magi are a dying breed, then why would they do the Grail War anymore?
In an attempt to restore magic to the world. Because it's not Maggie, it's mages themselves that are dying out, it's magic.
Ah. Well, then why wouldn't they... Oh, never mind. That's a stupid question. And you probably already know what my stupid question was going to be. Because if the
Yeah.
other mage has it, he may say my magic doesn't exist. Stupid petty reasons.
Yep.
You know, if I was a mage family, I would wait until literally there's no other family left. Specifically. I'd be like, yeah, you fuckers can keep having your Grail War. I'll wait until there's like 3 people left in the Grail War, And then my whole family will just overtake it because at that point there won't be a mages association to stop me.
Never forget.
I was born. I have no idea what that word is. Is that what?
I was born from perdition, I think.
I never heard of that word actually.
Please don't forget.
Give me one moment.
Perdition, a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unrepentant person passes after death. Or complete and utter ruin.
Ah. Hey, remember that excuse? Found one! Hey, hot nurse, you're never gonna believe this shit. I saw a fox lady. Yeah, I know. Weird.
The school was deleting itself, people were dying.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. And the priest told me shit was fine. I knew I should never have trusted him.
I mean, the church in general, for Last of Us, is kind of a iffy thing to trust.
No shit. Never mind. Still seeing shit. Pretty sure that's yep. You're gonna have to hit me with some good juices, man. I ain't high enough for this shit. Actually, I think I'm too high, but I don't want to admit that. Let's see, you finally decided to wake. Actually, keep the drugs coming. I don't want this dream to end. The overwhelming, unforgetting presence of someone suddenly appeared beside my bed. I thought I was dreaming. Hell yeah, we are. Hears and tales are real. There's no way that this.
I wonder what that line is then for if you summon Nero or Nameless.
Don't make me want to play this game. More than necessary. I'm just seeing her incredible power in the fight. I mean, I didn't really see much but her throw a fucking mirror at someone. Can't call that incredible power, but that's different. Oh. Anyways, welcome to the Holy Grail War. You do know about the Holy Grail War, right? I mean, I know about it, but I do have to play from Christina's perspective. The fuck's a Holy Grail War? Tamaho, you sexy girl, you.
Damn it. I said, look something up because it's like, I just remember being able to summon Gil as a choice. Say, no, that's CC. That's just CCC even.
That would have been hilarious if I got... You know what I would have loved for them to do? Like, if Natsu actually created a compatibility test for one of the Fate games, where, like, you answered, similar to Fallout, where you answer certain questions.
Yeah.
And that's how you get your servant on a compatibility level.
Yeah, well, obviously still giving you the choice to...
Yeah, I mean, at the end, you get to choose, like, you'd be like, fuck it, do you really want this?
Kind of like the newer Mystery Dungeon games.
Mm-hmm.
Where you still get the questionnaire at the beginning, but then you're asked if that's the Pokemon you want.
Yeah. I really, really would have loved that. I would
in
love
the
to
older
see
games.
That. I really would have loved to see that in the newer Fate games because I'm getting.
Oh yeah, that would be an interesting thing.
Not only would it be interesting, it would actually be pretty cool. I would actually love to see what servant I would get.
Yeah, what servant you would get from the creator's point of view.
Yeah. Actually, is there a thing like that on the net?
There'll be fan-made ones, but those ones are kind of iffy because you can do one, and then it's like there could be two which have the exact same questions. You would answer the exact same way, and then both of them would give you a different answer.
Mm. A Holy Relic said to perform miracles that became well known throughout the Altarian cycle.
Well, through the Arthurian.
Yes, this is the reason why I'm ignoring the name. In the battle where the Magi fight for the Holy Grail is called the Holy Grail War. I love how she's really happy with that.
I understand, though. She's a very upbeat in general.
That's true. At least she knows it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, because that's the reason why the church actually doesn't fucking come down on the Mage Association.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, it's like, as Rin points out in UBWA, that the entire thing is kind of, the Holy Grail War, the name itself is kind of bull, because Holy doesn't work because the thing is artifact, is magical in nature. Holy Grail is BS, and everyone knows it. And War doesn't work because, it's, as she puts it, it's a couple of battle between 7 people and their afterlife tag-alongs.
Yeah. Alright, give me 1 second. I will be back to grab more water. Alright, as for the rules, servants and Magi fight together, and losers give up their command seal, a.k.a. Here's the interesting thing, because I believe they touched upon this in,
Well, in what?
I'm not sure if they touched upon this in Zero, or in one of the 3 routes, but technically speaking,
What happens to the command seals of any losers of the war? They go to, they're collected and go to the overseer.
well, it's not that, is that on a technicality, once the servant is beaten, the mage itself you don't have to kill.
Yeah, you don't. The entire thing is you don't have to kill. Like, all you need to do is kill the servant. It's just the fact of, servant. It's easier to kill the master than it is the servant.
Oh no, I know that.
There's most of the wars, so it's a case of kill the master to deal with the servant instead of kill the servant to deal with the master.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny because of the simple fact that the servant, like I said, I know they touched upon it, like when one of the servants does actually die, but the master doesn't, they still kill the master anyways. I know in Fate Zero it happens like that.
Yeah, it's so they don't have a chance of contracting with the idle horror expert,
But
free horror expert. So if like a master is, I've already wasted all of its commands, all their command seals, and the servants went to a queue. Or if the master has died, the servant still survived. I think.
But that's the thing, though. Like, they could just force the mage to transfer at that point, the command seals, and it's like you're no longer a threat. And by the rules of the Grail War, you're not supposed to summon another servant because you already lost your servant.
You could, but these Maggie, they're egotistical pricks.
Oh, I'm aware. We can just look at the Istabons for that.
Yep.
Let's continue the duel until only one is left to claim the Holy Grail. I think. How the hell do you think? You're part of this system. You should know how this works. Whether I want to be here or
Keep in
not.
mind, like she said she thinks. Keep in mind, what was displayed before we woke up,
Yeah, I know.
and before the memory. Combatants 999.
Oh, I know. Can I go back to sleep in Tomo? Just, just get me on a permanent standby? And then wake me up when there's like only 2 left? You know what's funny? That's probably a legitimate strategy too.
In a normal war, yes. In the Mooncell Holy Grail War, no.
Wow,
From
damn. I
what I
guess I'm
remember-
just I guess I'm just a simple vet of the normal Grail War, apparently. It's like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I think-
fuck it, servant. We're not actually fighting. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard me. We're not going to actually fight until there's like 2 left and
Yeah.
they're exhausted.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the only real way Assassin and Caster can win the war. Because against like any other servant, they're basically fucked.
Look, oh, no, not entirely true.
Most of the servants, they're basically screwed.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be taken down berserk with full fucking ease, but they can still technically do it. It's just again, the way I would handle Assassin is probably one of the reasons why I get Assassins most in Fate Grand Order.
Yeah.
Is literally tell the Assassin, hey, by the way, just keep a very close eye on everyone without them noticing you. Oh, if you do see a free opening, feel free to kill the Master without hesitation.
Yep.
But immediately afterwards, do not engage in the servant at any cost to you. Is exactly my orders to my Assassin.
I mean, it's a case of Saber Rider caster. They can caster is iffy actually because mage in and of their own right, but Saber Rider, I would say potentially Lancer as well. You can because they typically won't have independent action. Caster can survive on their own right for a while just because, mage have their own magic to sustain them for a little bit. And archers typically have independent action. And I think even at like D rank, they can survive I think it's 5 hours or something. Even low ranking independent action gives them a decent amount of time after their master is dead to actually be able to find another source of mana.
Which is why the way I would do Assassin is exactly like that. And then I'd be like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to completely act like a normal person in society while you, my servant, literally go deals with the problem this way that they can't just casually just kill me.
Yep, I mean, speaking of a little bit of independent action as well, see, that's the reason why I find people who seem to think that Emiya's appearance at the end of the Grail War in UBW was still him as a servant. It's like that appearance for Emiya was not Emiya the servant, it was Emiya the counter guardian.
Yep.
Because he had already said prior to the fight with Shiro that he was pretty much on his last legs, mana-wise, and then went on to, use UBW and to get into a fight. He didn't have the mana to sustain himself after that to even be able to dodge Gil's attack. And even if he did, he was at his last legs. Even if he had managed to get out of there alive, he would have faded because he had no mana left. Because the final encounter takes place.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I love how she was happy to say caster and then
Caster.
assassin. She just kind of looks away like, oh. Oh, no. What's interesting is I do know this because like I said, I think I told you and Miss last night that I would watch a bit of Extra, which is why I knew about the combat system. When you, if you summon Saber, I'm not going to say the Saber's class name, who the class is. She actually only tells you the first 3 classes, Saber, Lancer, Archer. She's like, the rest doesn't matter.
I mean, for a Saber, she's not really wrong. It's like the night class, as a Saber, it's really just the night classes you need to worry about.
So,
And then, potentially Berserker.
yeah, and look, it'd be hilarious, and I want you to really think about this, and it's something I forgot to ask Miss. Let's say you enter a Holy Grail War by accident, so you have to do a compatibility summon, similar to how Shiro did it, but without Excalibur. That would say a lot about you if you did a compatibility summon of Berserk Hercules.
Thing is, though, it's I'm fairly certain it's technically should be impossible to do it. The only reason they got Berserker Hercules is because the Ansman screwed with the ritual.
Well, no, what they did was they add the maddening enchantment to the ritual.
But
I'm saying though, can you imagine though, somehow you literally did it like Shiro, where Lancer was trying to fucking kill you because you accidentally saw shit you didn't know that you saw.
Yeah.
And then
I'm actually trying to think. Has there ever? I don't actually think there's ever been an instance in which we've had someone pulled just from pure compatibility. There has always been a catalyst involved.
Yes, so far, I think Extra, I think, is the only one so far where there was no catalyst to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this now, to my knowledge anyways.
Yeah.
Which means we would technically be compatible with Caster.
Yeah, the only one that I know of where its compatibility is Lost Encore, which doesn't exist, is you technically have the catalyst to summon Sarah now on, because you have a sword. But that's Lost Encore. Lost Encore's a bit fucky. because it's the anime adaptation of Extra, but it's not the anime adaptation of Extra.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
see,
too
yeah, I don't
interested
know.
in the
I know
title.
why servants do this, but they don't normally tell you their full name unless you're nameless. In which case, telling his
Yeah.
full name doesn't actually give you any fucking idea
Yeah.
who he is.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I don't need to tell you. It's like, yes,
yeah,
I know
it's-
why you're not telling me your name because you're afraid that I will actually tell my opponent what your name is, so they'll do
It's-
research on you.
A lot of times it's not that. It's also just in the worry that either the master or the servant you go up against has the ability to read minds.
Yeah, again,
Knowing your servant's true name in that case would be a detriment.
yeah, again, it's again knowing once you know their true name, it's like, oh, okay, so that means that you now know who they are 100%, and you can easily identify what
Yeah.
their noble phantasm is.
Yeah.
Or in the case of
And
like
also
Arthur,
weaknesses
yeah,
for Achilles.
yeah, or in the case of Arthur, once you know Excalibur, you know exactly who that person is, and
Yeah.
at that point, you just need to figure out which magical item she has on her besides Excalibur, and then just proceed to kill.
It's if she's wielding Excalibur, it's safe to assume it's just Excalibur because as legend goes, she lost Avalon prior. Avalon was stolen prior to the Battle of Camelot.
Hmm.
Because that's the reason she died. She didn't have Avalon to do it in the fight.
I thought she died. I thought King Arthur died. Oh, we're going Fate, not actual King Arthur.
Yeah.
Because I was like, technically speaking, King Arthur dies once he completes his mission, and he tells, I think it's Gwendolyn, to throw Excalibur back into the lake to give back to the Lady of the Lake.
Yeah.
And it was once that had happened, the magical properties of Excalibur and Avalon itself could no longer sustain King Arthur's actual injuries, and he just passes away.
In terms of the fate, it's Mordred starts up her whole rebellion against the king because her father refuses to see her as her son.
Basically, Star Wars, but in reverse.
Yeah. I don't remember if we've actually found out who steals Avalon or not. I don't think we do. I could be wrong though. But Avalon's stolen. Battle at Camelot commences, goes through all of that. Arturia slays Mordred with Rungaminiad. Is severely wounded herself. I think it's Galahad tries to take her to the Lady of the Lake. Leaves her in the forest because they thought she was going to make the journey. She hands over Excalibur to Galahad, tells him to return the sword to the Lady of the Lake, and then she she creates the pact with Gaia, to which she will be which allows her to be summoned into the Grill while still alive, thus keeping all of her memories.
Mm-hmm.
So long as she has a wish for the Grill.
And yeah. Ah, Christina, you're finally awake. I'm so relieved. Ah, hello, best girl. Hey, does that mean?
About this girl already left.
What are you talking about? This is best girl right here. She has Medusa. Now, I'm really hoping you actually aren't like, you actually are a master, and you actually have Rider, which is Medusa. That would be cool. Servants, really? Are you sure about that? Because I don't know. Any matter that seek the Holy Grail have their memory suppressed and are given those as students. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you regain your memories, please review them to make sure they are complete. Can you imagine that? You are
being
told, like, by the way, yeah, you know your high school that you went to, yeah, that was actually a fucking simulator to see if you could actually realize that you're in a simulation. And it's like,
Yep.
oh, and then all of a sudden that number of 999 starts to make a lot more sense. It starts to be a lot more depressing.
Yep. Thing is though as well, if Mary says right, that number isn't even for the people who were in this school.
I know.
That's the people who passed.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's depressing.
Yep.
However, I can't remember a single thing that happened to me beforehand. Your memory restoration failed. I can't help you. I, Sakura, am just a custodial AI. Wait a minute. If you're an AI, don't you have a direct connection to Seraphim? Which means you should
The
have...
server system.
Shouldn't you then at that point be able to go, hey, this didn't work. Try to restore.
Yeah.
Also, I love how all of a sudden we're really cool with the fact that she's a program.
Yeah.
Like, either A...
Yeah, after I finished, like, Hakano was taking this very well.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. One question. Either the world outside of this computer program is so highly advanced that we're used to VR being like this.
Keep in mind, though, as well, if it is or if it isn't, it doesn't matter. You don't remember a thing.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say. And that's what's going to get my second part. And either A, it's so commonplace where even if we did have amnesia, it didn't matter. Or the fact that we have amnesia, we're just rolling with it like, whatever, bro, this is cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the second, but we'll tell it. It's probably the second.
Which would be fucking hilarious for multiple reasons, because once we get out of this, we're going to be like, oh, just another computer simulation? .jpeg? Hey, quick question. If you're an AI, can I make out with you? It's totally not a thing that I want to do. It's just something I've been curious about. What that would be
Until you cheat on your wife.
Ah, she'd be fine with it. After all, you know, I have command seals. I can make... Oh my god, that sounds so wrong.
God.
I'm gonna stop before we go out of hand.
I just thought,
Yes.
imagine if Raiko was a summonable servant, and you would summon Raiko.
I actually don't know who that is. You can
You
send,
know that I know Raiko.
send it to me over Discord.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember shit, alright?